submitting help tickets using the new WebHelpDesk system. There are going to be two parts to this tutorial. The first will cover submitting a help ticket. The second part will cover how to resolve any WebHelp tickets that get assigned to you. To start with, you need to access the WebHelpDesk interface. You can do this by launching the internet browser. Unfortunately, I already have quite a few things up here. And you can type in the URL bar WebHelpDesk. And it will get you to this page. Now, before you do anything else, I don't know about you, but I like shortcuts, especially for items or programs that I'm going to be using regularly. So you'll notice I am moving this window down a little bit, and I am going to make a shortcut to the WebHelpDesk. I do this by moving my cursor over this little rescue ring icon in the URL bar. I'm going to left mouse click it so that I am, in essence, grabbing it, and I'm going to simply drag it off onto my desktop. And you'll notice it'll drop an icon, except in this case I already have one, so I'm going to actually tell it to cancel it. But here is my little icon that I created some time ago, and that's what yours will look like. So now every time you need to use your WebHelpDesk, simply launch it from this icon. Let me show you. It'll work very nicely. I'm going to just minimize my browser window, and I'm going to go straight to my WebHelpDesk desktop icon shortcut, and I've launched it. To log into the WebHelpDesk, you're going to use your Active Directory, or the other way we call it is also your network login. So I'm going to type in my last name, spelled correctly, of course, followed by a space, then my first name, and then my Active Directory or my network login password. And then I'm going to press enter. You may have noticed I switched views for the simple reason that because I had been using the other view, it holds it as a default. I suspect that when you first log in, this is the view you will get. Now, as a library AV paraprofessional, you have been given extra rights. You have been given a tech account level within the WebHelpDesk. The view that you're seeing right now, I call this the very simple view. This is a view that all our teachers will see. You, as an AV library para, have got the privilege of seeing this view and also changing it to the tech account view. This is called the client account. To change or to switch views, take your mouse up to the right-hand corner where there's a little person icon, and you see when you point at it, it says switch to tech account, and that's what you're going to do. So with your mouse, just simply click on that. Now you'll see that the view is substantially different. Right now, because I'm an ITS and I've already been assigned some tickets, my view is a little bit more complex than what you're probably seeing. But this is a good example to show you. Here are tickets that I have been assigned. This is going to be a very important area for you. This button here is the new ticket button. This is the button that you will use to create a new ticket. And this button up here where it says tickets, don't get that confused with the new ticket assignments. This is the button that you'll press to view whatever tickets you have. Okay, so I hope you're following me so far. To assign a new ticket, you're going to click on this button here, and this is the view that you get. Now, what's very neat about this is that you don't have to fill in that much detail to start with because the system knows everybody in our network. So I'm just going to go to my last name window or text box, and I'm actually just going to type in a ticket for myself. So I'm going to type in Gorbold, and I'm then going to click on search. Notice it gives my full name, my email address, even my work number, and my full username. On the other side is giving me a slight history of my current tickets. Let's just ignore that for now. So I am putting in a ticket for myself, and I happen to be the client, but I now need to give some details as to what the ticket is about. So let's click on the ticket details. And this is where you do need to pay a little bit of attention, as depending on what you insert as the ticket problem, so you will have to add additional information. So let's just start. To begin with, I'm going to ignore all this information up here, open date, etc., etc. Let's go down to details. The client is me because I'm giving it to myself, but it could be somebody else. I now have to enter the location. It's a drop-down window. I'm going to submit it for Barker Road Middle School, just because. Notice on the right, there's a room drop-down. You are going to need to fill this out. And the rule is going to be, you'll notice, whenever you have a drop-down, use it. If you don't, the system will kick you back and say, hey, fill in the details. So I've got a drop-down here for rooms. This can be a little tricky. Don't get upset by it. It sort of can disappear if you don't get it just right. Scroll down, and in this case, because this is a bit of a generic ticket, nothing too specific, I'm going to say all. I now have a request type. In this case, this is a pretend ticket, so I'm going to just do something that I think is a little less serious. I'm going to go and choose evaluate, because that's something that I could actually do. And notice as soon as I selected evaluate, there's another drop down. So if I click on that, and what is it I've been asked to evaluate? Hardware, software, web resources. Let's just choose web resources, just because that's possibly a real ticket for me as an ITS. I'm assigning it to your group tech or yourself. In this case, I'm going to assign it to myself. However, you should at some point know who your group tech is. For example, Julie Bowers would be the group tech for Barker Road Middle School, and I believe Park Road. So once you found out, you can click on group tech, and the system knows which tech is assigned to your school. I'm going to type in a subject, and I'm going to just call it a test ticket. And then, of course, I can write something about this ticket. So I'm going to say this is a demo for the library AV paras to show them how this works. I'm going to scroll down a bit further. And again, as you become more familiar, you may want to start putting in more details. I really wouldn't worry about this too much just yet. I think it's going to be much more important for you to get the hang of entering a ticket, entering some of the details, paying attention to all of these drop downs as they appear, depending on what you select. And then I would scroll down to the very bottom where it says cancel, save, or save and email. I recommend strongly that you use save and email every time. This will send an email to the person who's getting the ticket or who's the ticket for. It'll send you an email. So the whole thing is just proving that there is a ticket being submitted. I pressed that a little quicker than I expected to. Notice at the top, you are now told a ticket 1142 was saved successfully. An email was sent to Anna Gorbold. Okay. So that is, in essence, how you submit a new ticket. Now, if at this point you want to go and check your tickets, there's a couple of different things you can do. Or let's just say you need to put another ticket in. Because you are on the web, it's going to be very tempting for you to say, how do I go back? And your first inclination will be to go and hit the back arrow, which is over here. I'm not going to press it. That is a big no-no. Don't press the back arrow on the browser. What you do want to do, that's rather good. That was my email that came in telling me about my ticket. What you do want to press to get back to a new window for putting a new ticket is this back arrow right here. Pay attention to that, okay? I'm going to click on that back arrow, and it takes me back to my original window where I can click on a new ticket and submit it.